Hi, I'm Ben. I like Kill Team, and I want to talk about it. Little bit of housekeeping to get out of the way here real quick. If you like what's happening on Brothers Tabletop and you want more of it, and you want to help me make more of it, I have a Patreon that recently launched, and if you want to be extra cool and extra nice, and you feel like supporting the channel, there's a link in the description. You can go there if you want to. There'll be so here's sort of the rundown. There's some pretty cool stuff that's happened recently. You'll get videos. I'm aiming for one exclusive video a week out there on Patreon, and also, if you sign up for the Patreon at any tier, you will get access to, currently, right now, if anything changes, I'll let you know, but you'll get access to 3D printing bits at cost, right? And if probably only if you live in the U.S., because it will get, if you cover shipping and the cost of the print, there is a dope dude in the Patreon, Lord, all hail Lord Printer Moon and Night. He has taken it upon himself to just say, hey, I want to learn about 3D printing, and I want to help people, and that's what we're about here on Battle Brothers. We like being good to each other, and lifting one another up and helping each other out when we can, and so I love to see it. And so that is, if you sign up to the Patreon, you will gain access to 3D bits printing at cost, which is really, really super cool. If you're like me and you haven't bought a 3D printer because that's another hobby to get into, you might not have that time or that space or whatever, that option is there. So that's very cool. And so that is, if you sign up at any level, it's there. That's enough talking about the Patreon. It's there if you want it. Let's get into the video, guys. Got some cool stuff to talk about for Kill Team Into the Dark. All right, Kill Team Into the Dark has been out for a few weeks. No, about a week now. And my concept of time has just fractured. And I have it down here. And spoiler alert, guys, I really, really love this box. I love Into the Dark. I love the close quarters rules. I'm not afraid to say it. I'll say it. I don't care who hears me. I don't miss Vantage at all. I think Kill Team is actually a better game without Vantage. Let me know if you think I'm an idiot. Actually, maybe don't. Actually, you can if you want to. Engagement is engagement. So let's talk about it. You can probably tell I'm pretty pumped. A few cons to get out of the way, though. Terrain. A terrain assembly is a little bit of a con, right? The filing that kind of needs to happen if you want things to fit together, perfectly. Listen, it's not a big deal to me. I will file nubs and be happy about it. I'll do it with a smile on my face if it means that I get to play in a Space Hulk. So it's not that big a deal, but I feel like it's something they should have kind of taken care of. The tolerances seem like a little bit too tight. Not a deal breaker for sure, but it's something to be aware of. Other people have talked about that. I'm not going to talk any more about it here. Something else, a little bit of a bummer for me personally. Not a negative to the box, but just, the Navy Breachers with a name like, Breachers. I assume that they could maybe breach through walls with their power chain fist because they said you could do that. But you can't do that on Into the Dark, which is a little bit of a bummer, not going to lie. But it's okay. I'm over it. It's not going to stop me, and I hope it wouldn't stop you. I actually have mine right here. Maybe you can see. This is old school Battle Brothers, just up to the camera, no turntable here. My Vostroyan breachers that I'm working on, and pretty happy with it. They're pretty sick, but don't tell anybody because they're not finished yet. So gameplay-wise, missions are very low scoring. I think that only matters in competitive play. If you play casually like I do, and most people do, well, first off, you might like my podcast, Kill Team Casuals, with my buddies Reese from Threes to Woon and Russ from GFN Gaming. We play Kill Team casually, and we talk about it there. And so I think that doesn't matter at all in those games. You still have TAC Ops, all that kind of stuff. But in competitive play, whatever, this is not a competitive channel. I never said I was good at Kill Team. I just said I like it and want to talk about it, okay? And so along with that, missions being low scoring, turn 1 is very slow. Slow in action, but it tends to actually move pretty quickly, which I'm a fan of because I play Kill Team because I don't have time to play full army games. I just don't have that access to that time right now. I got little kids; they're my priority, and wargaming happens when I can fit it in. And so, if I can knock out a game of Kill Team in 45 minutes, I'm loving my life. And because I don't have a ton of time, so I like to maximize whenever I do get to play it. So if I can breeze through turn 1, which typically is move dash open door if you're 3 APL, or move load up behind a door, right? So next turn you can open it, right? And so just setting up for a turn 2, you're getting up there, you're getting closer to the enemy. You're, like I said, either opening a door or loading up behind a door to breach and clear it, which just is so cool. It is a little bit slower on action-wise, right? But here's the flip side to that. Raise your hand if you've ever lost a really cool model that you liked turn 1 because you're an idiot and you put him in a dumb spot. That's happened to me quite a few times. Shout out to my buddy Andrew K, who's punished me in both of our games for my poor deployment. I should really learn, but I haven't learned. And so the flip side of that is your models are not getting blown off the board turn 1. And that's pretty cool, right? Like, that's a feels bad, especially to new players, when they're like, okay, they don't know like how to deploy, and so they're just like, I guess I'll just put them out here, like line them up straight across, and then you like just light them up with your strafing run, or from your vet guard, or you just blast them with plasma or something. Like that's a big feels bad, and so you don't have that here. And I think it's a feels bad to even players who have been playing it for a long time, right? Like it always sucks to get one of your models nuked early on. And so this prevents that from happening. Like in most times, there's not going to be any blood on turn 1. And so turn 2 is typically either a bloodbath or just, maybe, I don't know. I watched a bat rep the other day where it was just the 2 guys who were really good at the game. It was actually, I think, Can You Roll a Crit? And they were just, they're 2 tournament players and they were just playing the mission. And but anyways, I think it's better. I like it. Some people might think it's boring, but I don't think it's boring because you get through turn 1 quicker, and quicker games is a good thing in my book. Hot take here, people. I don't ever want to play on an open board ever again. I only want to play on Into the Dark from now until I die. I played some really fun games at my local game store, Warpfire Games. Maybe I'll probably have the link in the description. No relationship there other than they're just great dudes who have a great game store, and I love it. And we got to test out the 3 and 4 player multiplayer rules from the annual on open boards, and it's a really good games. Like teaching a bunch of people how to play Kill Team. Shout out to my buddy Chris there. I don't know if he watches this, but he's a good dude at Warpfire, and we were teaching people running people through games, and it was on an open board. And I was like, man, I miss the doors. I miss Arena. I played a little bit of Arena back in the day, which, by the way, I'm doing a lot of shout outs to my good buds, but shout out to Sheldon, Kill Team Stream. We have a friendly conversation or friendly debate going, always ongoing about 2D terrain versus 3D terrain. He is pro 2D, I am pro 3D. 2D terrain, like printed on the board in Arena, makes perfect sense for competitive play, and it's efficient and it works really well. But the way I play, like it's so much like 3D terrain and like peeking around walls and just running through corridors. It really is so immersive, and I really love it. And I was playing on this open board, and I was like, oh man, there's just open space everywhere, and like anybody can get nuked at any moment if you're not super careful. And if terrain isn't set up the right way, it's like, well, good luck, buddy. And so I was, like again, I'll say it. I think Kill Team is a better game when you take out Vantage and replace it with doors, because you're giving up that side of my warp spawn children in the background are just having crazy times right now. It's bedtime. I looked at my watch. I don't have a watch on. And so you're trading the Vantage, the tactical stuff on that, and ignoring conceal, and you're replacing it with opening doors and breaching and clearing, all that kind of stuff, and guarding, which is nuts. Like nothing is cooler than like just kicking open, like a legionary just kicking open a door and just going on guard with a melta and daring anybody to enter that room, right? And so there's just guard alone, having that in Kill Team is a huge balancer, right? Because elite teams struggle. I know legionaries all over the world are just crushing and dominating. I'm not exactly crushing and dominating with them. That's more reflection on me and not the team. And so, but going, just guard adds a ton, and it adds so much. Like, okay, getting rid of Vantage and adding doors and adding guard to me is way more interesting, because it's not just, well, I climbed up, so now I can shoot you. It is, and also I might have cover up here, right? Depending on how you set up terrain. Now there's just a lot more, order of activation stuff to think through, and for me, that's really fun. I played against Blooded the other day, and they did remarkably well. And which is, I've never seen Blooded do remarkably well ever before. And just being able to actually get their melee models into melee is a game changer instead of them just being blown off the board. And it's actually, I was playing my brother Sam, and he was running the blooded, and so his Ogren was like just behind a door, I think, for 3 turns because I had somebody on guard. And at the at the perfect time, he launched his Ogren out and just really laid into my legionaries and made him pay. And it was just such a cool moment to have an Ogren just like lumbering through a door, charging at you. Was very cool. And then I've been also playing a lot against Gellerpox. Sam is a big Gellerpox man, and so these melee teams that maybe on open boards would really be at a disadvantage now are able to get those models into combat. And so that's great. I do like melee. Shooting is obviously the safer, better option, but I like melee and melee teams, or at least teams that have access to some cool melee. So it's just, for me, it's a win-win. At the community at large, I don't know. Let me know how you guys think about what you're thinking about this. Do you think it's better or worse? Do you think it's a different flavor of Kill Team? I am wholeheartedly, now I know I'm planting my flag here like a week in, so this may not age particularly well, but I think this is better. Into the Dark for me is better Kill Team. And I've seen that in a few other players as well that I play with, that we're all just really like the flow of the game better on close quarters rules. So that's where I'm at right now. And let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to stop gushing about it, but this is what I like about it. I like what it adds into the game, and I also like that it's like optional. You can play open board and still be totally fine. Doesn't replace anything or take anything away. It's just a different flavor, and that is really, really cool. I'm looking forward to the rest of the boxes that are going to be coming out. Castrican have to be coming at some point, right? Ever since the images were leaked of their bases, that they're 100% coming. It's just a matter of when are they coming. And so I'm just really pumped and can't wait to see what else is coming down the line. And it's a good time to be playing Kill Team, guys. We are in a renaissance of Kill Team, and it's just a good time to be playing. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for liking and commenting and subscribing and being so cool and nice on the internet. You can find me on Instagram at Battle Brothers Tabletop. I'm trying to do better about posting there. You can join the Battle Brothers Discord server in the description. And also, if you want to be extra cool and nice, like some of our newest patrons, a.k.a. Phil from Manning the Fort, who has a great channel, by the way, Moon and Night, the 3D printing plug, and also maybe the king of kit bashing, Astus, and he's just, everything that he touches, every model that he touches, just hits my soul in a really different way. The way he kit bashes is awesome. Anyways, so shout out to the new patrons, and if you want to be a patron, link in the description below. No pressure. As watching is the best thing you can do. And that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put my kids to bed now, and then maybe do some painting. So that's gonna do it, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks.